Our solution, we want to try to teach, and we're showing that there's value, trying to get coaches to see the value of tackling without pads. And I'm not talking necessarily tackling to the ground. I'm talking about probably the most vital part of a tackle is being in that right position, getting a multitude, thousands of reps throughout an off-season and a preseason, so that when the equipment comes on and we get the same maybe amount of reps we usually do, we're in a better position, not only to deliver the blow, but to sustain the wear and tear from a season. So this isn't about talking about it. You know, we think if we're not hitting, it must be a walkthrough. We're talking about hard work, passionate play, going after people and competing with this, but we want to train it smart. We want to teach it like a skill. Let's see, we want to go over real quick, because again, this was about training this from a coaching perspective or a strength conditioning coaching perspective. I honor what you guys feel and know from a football perspective, and I want to field questions as you may have them. But see my view on this, I'm a coach preparing guys or readying them in an off season. How can I get them in as good a shape as possible, then to hand them over to a coach? That would be my job, and then to continue and further that throughout a season, a campaign, or whatever type of sport that would be. I want to see the things I can control, the mindset that I would need to give the athlete so that the transition from the weight room, track, wherever it might be, is as smooth as possible to the field, classroom, chalkboard, video room, wherever you guys are doing your teaching. So I want to look at the these four areas from my perspective. The hammer, just a cute way to talk about our tackle. I want to look at the things that I can affect on our hammer. Okay, I can't necessarily make chicken salad out of chicken. All right, but I can get everyone a little standard deep to the right better. Can we get the guy that's all-state playing like an All-American? Yeah, that's possible. Can we get a guy who's second team to push the heck out of that first team guy and feel him on his heels? Absolutely. Can we get the guy that's making a play for you to make 2 plays? Yes, we can. Can we get the complete, guy who's kind of bringing the ship down, either to quit or to make 1 play? Absolutely. This is what this type of training is meant to affect everyone in the way that they're capable of taking. The nail, what I'm going to propose here, let's not change our style of tackling or our technique based on the size, ability, or strength of a running back. And the example is the best way to explain it. You play a 6'2", 230, pretty athletic guy. What's the coaching for that week, especially with the no-buts? You got a submarine, right? You got to take him out. Now, a kid who's not necessarily maybe tackling that way all off-season or all preseason is now introduced to a new technique because we've got a formidable opponent. Okay, guys' heads start going down, guys start dying. What I assume and what I'll propose here is let's look at the 6'2", 230 guy the same way we do the 5'9", 175, 4'4", 40 guy. It's not that you're not going to get some more impact from him as he comes into you. It's not you're going to see more shape. I'm just saying our approach to it should be dictated by the situation. Is the play between the tackles? Is it funneled, like to say? Is there a way where we can leverage that ball carrier a little bit better between the other bodies on the field? Or is it purely an open field type situation? I think looking at it in that way gives us a better plan of attack and helps us set up drills so that athletes and tackles can benefit in every way, shape, or form by it. The event, this is where I'll just go through stages of tackle. The typical, we've all seen and heard that. I'll give some cues as we go through it. I'll show video, which I think will make it stick out more, why guys failed in a tackle and why they're successful, even with maybe some of the other stages being a miss. But we kind of go through that just so we have that. I never encourage using those stages as ways to teach an athlete, especially a younger athlete with maybe not as much experience playing or experience being adrenalized or being aggressive. I want to make sure they feel it as a complete system of movement. It's not just A to B to C to D, it's a melding, it's an amalgamation of all those things at once. That's how I want them to feel it, so the sum is greater than the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And now we go into the results, which I think we know what we want when we're talking tackle. All right, improving our hammer. Letting kids see good players make plays on film, seeing their teammates, seeing themselves, things that they see even as you walk and talk through stuff, being able to set up drills, the things they do in the weight room, on the field, on the track, all this stuff can affect our hammer. And I think there are a lot of things we can do to affect our hammer positive. I just listed a bunch out, kind of a cattle of things. And these are things that, as a strength and conditioning coach, sure, I want the bench press to be stronger, and that's a good measurement, or at least a squat or a hang clean. But I want to make sure that it transfers to the field, because there's a lot of guys who are strong, but they're not powerful. There's a lot of guys who move a lot of weight, but it doesn't show up on the field. What did I miss? What can we do better so it shows up? Like I said, not every guy's going to be an All-American or a great player, but we can get everyone that much better. It's more than just getting strong, fast, big, and hairy. We've got to make sure that athletes are feeling posture. The drill is set up to teach them, not my words. I'm going to force the drill on them. The drill will get them in a position where they can do this right. And I think all of these things start coming into play. The last one is probably open to much debate. You know, can we change the attitude of players? And it's the same answer by me. I think we can bring everyone one step in the right direction, because through their conditioning and through the repetition, their confidence is going to increase. And I've always felt this, is that my job is probably more in the line of confidence building than it is, especially with younger athletes, than it is with necessarily getting them 2/10 faster on their 40. If a kid believes it, if a kid has it in his heart and he's done the preparation work, it's amazing what that mind can do to bring them through. So I think we can affect attitude to a large degree. Like I was talking, don't stare at this too long, you get busy. But the idea, we want to look at tackling this nail, not by the size or his abilities, right, but by the situation, the scenario on the field. The one extreme, what we'll call funnel play. Contact, collision at this point is eminent. Right? It's a play that's funneled, either between his guys or my guys, being the tackler, and now it's purely a point of conversion. Good players know this because of the repetitions they have. Can we set up drills to help a more green or novice player start feeling how to converge on the ball and where that will happen on the field? I think we can. Strength, power, aggression plays into this. Ray Lewis said it best, is there's certain plays that are all about attitude. You know, that play where you know you're going to hit the guy, he knows you're going to hit him. There's no two ways about it. We're converging. Conversely, the opposite side is absolutely right. The open field is more about technique. And that's kind of what we're going to go through a lot with tackling 101, because I think the contact collision side of it is taught appropriately in some ways, and sometimes it's overcoached. So an athlete only starts getting better at collisions that occur in the drill. I really want to start seeing that benefit in the open field, because really, realistically, the game takes place in between here for the most part, and it takes place with other bodies. As we're able to leverage the ball carrier in space, now we set ourselves up that these plays, especially as the attitude and confidence, the strength comes in with a young athlete, that'll start taking care of itself. This agility, reactivity, this quickness stuff, it really has to be practiced at higher speeds. It has to be practiced as live as possible, minus the collision. So this spread is a little more even. Again, like I said, a lot of old tackling drills created this scenario, more of a funnel. We're going to meld some of this together and especially open up some options when it comes to open field throws.